Hello Aquarius, Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you again for joining me on my channel. We're going to be doing your February 2024 monthly reading. So let's pull out some cards and see what we got for you. Okay, Major Arcana. Ooh, all Major Arcanas in that present. Okay, some in the future as well. Okay. So just as a reminder, this is going to be a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is all to help you make the decisions you need to make to create the life that you want. Okay. So let's talk about stuff from the past, maybe things, that happened in January or further. So a few things here. We got the Five of Wands here in reversed. So this is telling me that, you've learned how to actually deal with a lot of frustrating people, frustrating situations, letting go of those people or relationships if they are attached to certain people in your life as well. This could be even stuff with like work, people that you just see on the daily, or even just people in general that you come across during your daily life. Also here, we also got the Six of Cups here in the reversed. So here is telling me too, it's like you're letting go of any type of idealism. You're letting go of any type of anyone really taking advantage of you. The Six of Cups, it talks about nostalgia, and things that are attached to that are things like, innocence or naivety, So things like that, where you can really be taken advantage of, where people can see you being kind or open. And then now, now they could take advantage of you being that type of person, And for you, it could be saying, that you learned how to make boundaries. You learned how to take off those rose-colored glasses, if you will, so that you're able to protect yourself emotionally, especially. And I think both of those things really have served you, because we got the Queen of Wands here as well. So by doing that, by setting boundaries, by removing people who are toxic or people who cause disruption in your life at all, it's saying that, you've actually built up your self-esteem, you've built up your confidence, by maturing in that sense, by being able to take care of yourself, love yourself, it's always just an ongoing evolution for all of us, to do those things. So here it shows, that, you've become someone who is very self-assured, self-validated. You don't need people's approval. You don't need people's acceptance per se, And so by doing so, you've become very confident in who you are, and also very attractive to people around you, and attracting, the correct people in your life, and also the correct opportunities that you may want in the future for yourself. So as we move on from there, we're talking about things in the present. All Major Arcana here, as I said before. So here, let's start off here. We got the Tower, first of all. Now the Tower, it's saying, that maybe you had to go through a big change of some kind. Maybe you are going through a big change of some kind. So here, this Tower moment, it could be something that's very abrupt. It could be something that could be very disrupting to your situation, and maybe it could take you off guard in a certain sense. Excuse me. So here it's really saying, with this Tower moment, that things are shaken up, and that there is certain things being taken out of your life, or things being moved out of your life, so that you can rebuild in a certain sense. Not to say that's easy at all, but it is a transitional type of period where there is going to be a lot of growth, a lot of healing, and a lot of learning in that sense as well. In the middle of your reading, we also have the we have the Hanged Man in reversed. So here things could be moving a little slow with this transition, and as most transitions do feel that way, really. Sometimes they can feel like they're dragging on for quite some time, especially moments like that Tower. So here it's really saying, that it's happening for a reason. It's happening because you are learning big life lessons right now. You are learning certain enlightenments and certain intuitions right now, because of how slow it may be. And by doing so, I think here it's the universe saying, you have this all being Major Arcana, you're learning big wisdom and big lessons right now. And it's all from, as I said, with this Hanged Man, you know, he learns from seeing the world upside down, you know, and just as the tower does that to us, it could turn our world upside down. So by doing that and by recognizing that, that you can still learn things and understand big life wisdom from not just positive things, but also things that could be very hard or challenging. And in fact, I really do believe that that's where we learn our biggest wisdom and biggest lessons, is from the trials, struggles, tribulations that we have to go through. Learning how to heal, learning how to deal with pain, manage emotions, etc. So really, I feel for some of you, like you're really starting to learn big life lessons. And I think things from the past, like you learning how to set boundaries, remove people from your life who no longer serve you, it puts you in a position where maybe you could have felt, where you feel like you are ready, or not ready, but that you are able to handle this moment a little bit easier, if that makes sense, you know? So even though you may go through something challenging, at least it seems like to me, for whoever resonates with this, at least you're in a good place to take on that type of challenge, despite how difficult it may be. And so finally, I mean, I see for some of you, this tower moment, you could be finally moving on from it. I think with the Hanged Man being in the center of your reading, I think it's saying that you have learned a lot of this wisdom. You have learned a lot of those lessons right now, because you're ready to move on with the Fool. So now it's really starting up from ground zero, you know, this being the zero card, you know. As the tower is destroyed, you are left with just its foundations. And now in a way, you have a clean slate, just as the Fool has a clean slate to start anew. The Fool doesn't have all these big material things with him. You know, the only thing he carries is that little knapsack on a stick. Inside of that knapsack is all of the suits of the tarot: the pentacle, the sword, the wand, and what am I missing? Pentacle, sword, wand, and the chalice. So you have a certain wisdom, I think, with this Hangman, where your mind, body, heart, and soul are all in alignment, where you've learned how to master all of them in all their respective aspects. And now you know how to use them to manifest your next situation or the next journey you're going to move forward in. So again, in the present, a lot of big wisdom and life lessons coming in towards you for the month of February. So now we move on to the future and things to consider in terms of big themes and stuff like that. You have even more major arcana. So let's start off here with just the regular Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, it's really saying, you know, where do you want to put your focus, you know? Because here these people are out in the cold. They're put in a very tough situation, very much maybe like that tower. For some of you, you could be in transition of moving. You could be left out in the cold in a relationship, anything like that. But now it's saying, you know, in terms of a theme, it's saying, you know, where do you want to put your focus? These people are so focused on their hardship right now, but if they just would look up and just see that there is a sanctuary, a church right next to them. In those Five Pentacles and that stained glass, there is sanctuary from that cold. There's people there who can support them. So here it's really saying, you know, that you may be finding a shift in focus, a shift in attention, from instead of a place of where you feel like you're lacking or you may be struggling, to a place to be like, there's things I can be grateful for, and there's people who I can lean on during this time of that tower, if some of you are still going through that, whoever resonates with this. So this Five of Pentacles, it shows a shift in your attention, focus, and stuff like that. We also have the Hermit card in reversed. So I think for some of you, there is still that dark night of the soul, that shadow work journey, if that makes sense. And it's saying, you know, you are discovering a lot more about yourself on a very deep level. Above all, you are literally just trying to find your truth in the darkness. You know, the Hermit has the star in his lantern, and that star is his truth. The more that he goes down into the depths of that darkness to figure out exactly who he is or what he wants out of life, and how to deal with all that uncertainty, fear, and illusion, the star gets brighter, because by doing so, by facing those things, he's able to discover new truth about himself. So here I think for some of you, that's a big theme as well. You're going to start learning big truths by going through that shadow work / healing journey. And also we got the Chariot here in reversed. Even like that Hanged Man, as I said before, things might be moving very slowly, and I think for some of you, I read it two ways. As I said, everything is moving at the universe's timeline right now. So it may not be moving as quick as you want, but it's moving as it should, if that makes sense. And also in the reversed, it's saying, that going through that hermit journey, you are figuring out the direction you want to take your life, or the direction you want to take your healing, whatever it is. So here there's almost a deliberation and also self-reflection process that is reflected in that Hanged Man, saying you're trying to figure out long-term journeys, long-term goals for yourself during this period where you are literally rebuilding yourself, rebuilding your foundations. So that's kind of what I see here with this general reading so far. I mean, there's a lot of things that may be going on, whoever resonates with this, but understand with all of those major arcana, you are learning big lessons right now. And so these next three cards, they're going to be things that you are facing or have faced, and now you are letting go. So far, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Moon, another major arcana. Yep, very similar to that Hermit. And we have, well, there's a whole lot, but this one went out before. We got Justice. I'm going to pick up these in just a second. So we got Justice, we got Ace of Swords, got the Moon. So these are things that you're going to be releasing. And so let me start off with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, you're releasing any type of mental belief system. Swords talk about our mentality and headspace. It's releasing belief systems that get in the way of your success, of your victory. Ace of Swords is all about a victory of some kind. So here it's talking about, you're letting go of limiting or fear-based belief systems so that new ones can come in. As I said, with that Hermit and with that Chariot and the Hanged Man, there's enlightenment that's being born from that darkness, from that healing. So here, I think with that Ace of Swords, new belief systems are coming in as old ones that no longer serve you are being let out. We also have the Moon. So you're letting go of any fear, uncertainty, illusion, all of that stuff. Everything about the Moon is saying, you have to go through that dark night of the soul journey, just like that Hermit, and by following the Moon, following your intuition, by following that feminine power of the Moon, you're able to make sense of things. You're able to face that darkness, having a deeper knowing, a deeper belief system that will guide you through those uncertain dark times. So here, as I said, you're letting go of fear. You're letting go of illusion. You're letting go of anything that makes you, that causes you doubt or uncertainty about moving forward on your journey. We also have the Justice card right here. So Justice card talks about being fair with yourself as well. Also talks about answering for any type of karma we have created for ourselves from the past that is affecting us now as well. Justice talks about action and consequence. So I think for some of you, you could be facing some of those things. Anything where, maybe there was a slip up, maybe you tried to make the best decision that was needed for the past, and then you realize now in the present, maybe that wasn't the best decision that's serving me right now. And so we always have to answer for that. I do that all the time. I have to hold myself accountable. So it talks about accountability as well. So I think the biggest thing here that you're releasing is the fact of holding is anything that is really just ego, because I understand that very much. So when I am faced with accountability, my ego can just say, that's not my problem. I'm not responsible for that. But when I really have to sit back and really have to sit with myself and says, okay, I am partially responsible for certain things that may have happened in the past, or maybe the way I treated someone or anything like that, and I have to say, I'm not going to take full responsibility. Sometimes circumstances came to a point, but at the same time, I have to say for my share, I'm going to keep myself accountable to that, and I have to try and do better, So there are things like that. I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but I think just dealing with karma pretty much. And it's really just dealing with karma where maybe we weren't, like myself even, maybe I think about things in the past where I just wasn't in a mature headspace or heart space to handle a situation properly, or maybe I could have been too heated or too emotional or too sensitive about something and not really listen to the other person and take it as and act really defensive or something. So really it's saying, that it's a maturing process, even for my own journey. So here with the Justice card, it might for anyone who resonates with that, it's talking about being accountable for the actions that we do from the past that we may have some type of guilt with as well associated with that. And so it's releasing guilt as well. So now let's talk about things. These are blessings that are coming in for you. These are things that may not have come to fruition yet, but they will be for the month of February. So far we got the Queen of Wands, we got the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So first, Queen of Wands. You got Queen of Wands twice. Synchronicity right here. So really it's saying, the universe, when synchronicities come up, the universe is saying, I mean what I'm saying. So really it's saying, you're going to continue to have confidence as you've had it before in the past, that self-assuredness, that confidence, that self-esteem. By having that in the past, you're going to continue to have it during any difficult times, and you will continue to have it for this month of February as well. If anything, as I said, it's the universe sets you up to handle these types of situations, whoever is going through those challenges right now. And so with the Queen of Wands, it's saying, this will guide you, and it will also stay with you as you go through it. It will help you even further. We got the Eight of Swords also. Eight of Swords talks about, liberation. You're going to free yourself from any type of limitations that may be put upon you from other people, things of the past, or even certain ideologies or belief systems you may have. Very much like what I said with that Ace of Swords. So here it's talking about you're going to liberate yourself. You're going to free yourself from the past. You're not going to limit yourself. You aren't going to be the victim of anything anymore. You're going to learn from it, and it's only going to make you stronger. We also got the Seven of Swords. So again, like that Ace of Swords, like that Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords, we have the Seven. This talks about the lies and deception that may come toward us from other people, or the lies that we may tell ourselves. So here it's really saying that truth is coming in. Truth is going to be something that is going to set you free, that is going to guide you. There's no more anything going to be fear-based that's going to hold you back or to lead you astray, just like that moon, So really it's saying that truth is going to be born through your challenges right now, through that Tower moment, through that Hermit and Moon journey, all of that stuff. There's going to be a new journey, just like that Fool as well, that is going to be led by this new truth. So expect those blessings for February. The last three cards are going to be themes to think about, what this reading may be all about. Purification, absolutely, yep, absolutely. And then we have gratitude, yep. And we also have one more from this deck. There is only light. I love that card. Beautiful. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so purification. This is really saying, for some of you, that Tower moment, sometimes through those very challenging times, it's almost like a purging process, We get thrown deep into the darkness of our emotions or our shadow sometimes, and then now we are forced in a certain way to deal with it. We are forced to make peace with our shadow. And so by doing so, we are purifying ourselves. We are purifying that shadow where it's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing to be feared. It's something to be accepted, understood, and loved, just as we are supposed to love ourselves completely. So that includes our shadow and also our higher self. So here, that purification process, I think for some of you, as I said, you're going to liberate yourself. You're going to remove any type of belief system that gets in the way of your victory. Also gratitude, love to see this. I think at the end of this journey, whoever this resonates with, all those challenges and hardships you may have to go through, it's all going to make sense at the end of it. And at the end of it, you're going to understand, wow, things had to happen the way they did because I wouldn't be in this place now where I'm healed, where I'm willing to see the world and start a new journey just like that fool, and to have a clean slate once more. And so it'll put you in a state of gratitude, even like that Five of Pentacles as well. As I said, a shift of focus. You can focus on the negative things in life, the things that hold you back, all the hardships that you have, or you can focus on the things that you do have and the people you can lean on during hard times. So I think there's a shift in there to gratitude. Finally, there is only light. As I said, sometimes this really just says if you're going through a hard time, especially dealing with the shadow, it's really saying, like things are happening for you, not to you. It's a hard thing to say when someone's actually really going through it. Sometimes we don't understand that and we just want to brush it off and saying, that's easier said than done, which it is. I'll be honest, yes. And sometimes we don't want to hear that. But again, as I said, at the end of it, when you're able to be finished with it and look back on your experiences and everything that you've learned, you realize that, oh, this was for my greater good, because now I've learned big life lessons, as you will, as whoever this resonates with all these major arcana, you will definitely learn at least one major life lesson, I'm sure, But here it's really saying, the light is trying to guide you. The light is trying to heal your shadow as well. So there it's really saying there is only light, because everything here is to bring you back to the light, So this is kind of what I see for February for some of you Aquarians out there. A lot of wisdom and big life changes and lessons, a big transition period where you're going to be learning a lot of things, purging a lot of things, and also the biggest thing here I see is the liberation of the mind, of the body, of the soul and emotions into a new journey ultimately, that you will get to choose what you want to do with your life further on. So again, if this did resonate, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment if you want to comment. I love hearing your comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. And I will see you next video. Thank you again. Wishing you well. Goodbye.